Second half, they put the lockdown on Jay Cutler and the Bears. Not very difficult to do, but fact of the matter is that this is the Eli-led offense that you're going to get the rest of the year. It's not going to be great. It's
Ty made a great catch on the touchdown. Give him credit for that.
It's just not going to be great. You know, the touchdown pass to Sterling Shepard, what that is, that's game planning, that's calling a play, and it's taking advantage of what you think their tendencies are, much like they did last week against the Bengals.
Right.
Down in the tight red zone, they call a play. Sterling Shepard makes an unbelievable play. It looks like he's going to run that shallow cross that he ran for the touchdown against the Bengals.
Yep.
But what does he do? He makes the shallow cross start, and then he goes right up the field.
Cut it right up.
It was awesome. Awesome route, awesome play call, awesome design. That's quality offensive coordination.
Yeah, that was good. Listen,
yes.
It's funny. It's 6-0 out of the gate, and then they put that stat up there. The Chicago Bears haven't scored a first-drive touchdown since week 1. So I know everyone's like, "Oh, come on, Giants! This is not the game you're going to blow." 6-6, you get down, but this team. You're right. In the second half, they were a different team. They put the clamps on defensively. Collins, of course, with what for him was pretty easy interception to put an end to it.
Yep.
And again, this team showed you a good ability when needed to get a couple first downs on the ground. I love McAdoo going for it on the 4th down play. And, listen, that's close, but they convert the 4th down. They're starting to take chances. You know better than me. They got to be feeling great about themselves, winning 5 in a row. They're going to beat the Cleveland Browns. That's going to be 6. And when you take stock of the NFC East, the NFC East is badass, man. Cowboys win again. Redskins last night win. And the Giants are doing one of two things. One, they're moving towards a playoff berth, but 2, they're keeping pace with the rest of the division.
Yes, they are. Now, the interesting thing for the NFC East is going to come down to December. You know that. And
they all play each other.
They all play each other. And like the Cowboys yesterday just absolutely wore down the Baltimore Ravens in the second half. I mean, just totally annihilated them after a really tough first half.
Right.
And you knew there was going to be some struggle associated with it. Cowboys just totally pulled away, man. And Dak Prescott had yet another great game with Tony Romo in uniform on the sideline.
Right.
Redskins looked good last night. They just basically took apart a Packers team that's completely fallen apart, scored 42 points again late last night. And then, of course, Minnesota wins yesterday. Tampa wins yesterday. Philadelphia obviously loses in Seattle. We thought that was going to be the case. Arizona loses. I mean, so right now the Giants are set up really nice. I mean, really in a really nice spot. And interesting because on Thanksgiving this Thursday, we have the Lions and the Minnesota Vikings on CBS.
Which is a huge game. And you have to right now, listen, Minnesota's a game behind the Giants. So from that standpoint, the Giants right now, it does not look like they can win the division the way the Cowboys are playing. So you got to get that number 1 wild card spot. So now you take stock of who we competing with. Minnesota's a game behind you, so you become a Detroit Lion fan for that game. You want Minnesota to get their 5th loss. The Giants take care of business against the Browns. And while nothing will be easy the last 4 weeks because of what you said, and you look at their schedule, really the last 5 weeks starting with Pittsburgh after the Cleveland game, you should have a 2-game lead with 5 to play for the wild card.